once again, this is another, I don't know if this will go on YouTube or not, because it's just a practice game, but maybe it will, so let's introduce it as if it was going to go on YouTube. This is a NAF ladder game between me and Jimmy Fantastic, who I'm sure you all know, twitch.tv/JimmyFantastic, YouTube channel as well. Another streamer who is also qualified for the World Champs, wanted to practice his Dark Elves. I don't know if this is the Dark Elf build Jimmy's taken to NAF Champs, or to the NAF Champs, to the World Champs, or if it's different, because he's called it the Mankiz build. I'm sure he'll confirm for us in chat in a second. But we were just talking about some Dark Elf builds before we started. This is 4 blodgers, 5 blodgers, because we've put block on one of the Witch Elves. So all of the blitzers were given dodge. We have a block Witch Elf, a wrestle Witch Elf, and we have lineman to 12, so no apothecary, but instead of an apothecary we've got a 12 player. Just the 2 rerolls, but how much do you need the rerolls with all this dodge, especially because I am running a team with no tackle. I've gone for my World Champs build, which is Tree, Strip Ball, War Dancer, Frenzy War Dancer, Guard Catcher, Baby Catcher, Leader Thrower, Wrestle Lineman, Dodge Lineman. Just the 11 players here, 2 rerolls plus leader, and an apothecary. Dizzy! Dizzy, alright Jim, good luck. Dizzy, I don't know if you saw in the group chat, but I was wondering if you might be free for commentary tonight. Don't worry if you aren't, but if you want to let me know, would be awesome. Like the 12 players for overtime, yeah. I can see that. I think it's super interesting how the possibility of overtime once we get to the knockout round of this tournament is like a thing that people might want to think about when building their rosters. Like, how do you build differently with that thought? Now, the problem I have been having with this roster, maybe it's less scary here because Jim doesn't have any tackle either. Can I be brave and go a bit wider here? There's a thought. Maybe with Jim having no tackle, we're a little more inclined to go for the 4-4 like we want to go for, rather than the boat, which I don't want to go for. Frenzy in the middle for sure. Just put that in there. No. If you want to go for that, I'll make you go around the side for it. Like that, hasn't it? Okay. Let's try this. I don't know, maybe we just lose catch here and I regret it. Hey, Zach. Wishing your opponent good luck in a friendly is bad manners. It's the perfect time to say I hope you can die so hard you can do this game. Do what I can, Jim. Dim, sorry. Interesting choice by Jimmy to go offense first. I think I would have chosen defense first in this matchup. There's definitely arguments on either side of it, and I think it can come down to different things, including like, are you trying to win this in 16 turns? Are you happy with the draw? One conversation I was having while doing some World Championship commentary with Jim last night, we were talking about the tree because we had a very active tree in one of the games that was being commentated on. And we were talking about how I think K-Folk has not taken the tree on his World Championship roster. And I think there's lots of good arguments for not taking it, but one of the nice advantages of having the tree is it does reduce the number of hits you take. And this is a prime example, right? Like, Jimmy is only going to get 2 line of scrimmage hits instead of 3 because the tree's there. And you see people handle this differently. Some won't even take the hit at all. So it definitely against some teams causes different lines of thinking. Instant snow. It's bad news for our one-turn attempt if we need it. Not sure who it impacts more here. I mean, I guess it's slightly more annoying to deal with on offense than it is on defense, and the Dark Elves are slightly slower, so maybe it's a small advantage to us, but definitely a disadvantage for the one-turn. You just wait for him to let you serve him. Well, that did happen when we played in Super League, but I expect Jimmy will be extra conscious of that this time around. You'd be hard pressed to take the block on the tree with Dark Elves. Okay, Witch Elf is coming all the way around. Gets the POW. Oh, takes the push. They were trying to not leave the Witch Elf base, and what's ended up happening is they've now got... See, now you've got to rush as well as dodge if you want to avoid being hit. Okay. Maybe it's alright. Maybe like a little bit greedy, that taking the push on the first hit, I don't know. Sure, there's probably reasons either way. Has the ball. Okay, so purpose of these practice games, try to take a minute and think about decisions a little bit. I think my natural instinct in these turns is always take a block onto the tree, because then you get a hit with the tree. But there's some other things that maybe feel like more of a priority right now. I'm pretty tempted to try and go through this, just because then we could try to split the team a bit here. The other thing I would like to do is to free this guard up, though, so the other option is to blitz here to free the guard up. But I actually think the most helpful thing I could do is cut into this space here, and if I'm doing that, then we're not blocking onto the tree, so we try to move the tree. Good. And then I guess we're gonna, well, let's bring one around this side before we even start here. Just make that a thing. Okay, we did not get the knockdown, which means this does not quite work out for us in the way we wanted it to. We'll push that. Go there. Yeah, we haven't really got the dodge out from here, sadly. Just put that there. I'm not even going to dodge that. I'm just going to put 2 on you there. Going to bring this into here. This into here. That's a shame. I would have liked to go through that gap. But we were obviously leaning like a POW or both down with the wrestle there to get the player through. Going for the serve. I'd have to look at that again, see if there was a serve on there. But yeah, it would have been great if we got the knockdown there, because then we could have sent some players and disrupted this, which is what I would like to do. Because this is exactly the space where Jim wants to set up camp now.
Is how it brings everyone together in a common joy of day. You have orcs, dwarfs, men, even beastmen sharing the delightful violence in the same stadium, and all desperate to see some shredding death.
Where's the blitz here? Maybe using frenzy to pick on this one because it could get you a block off. Or we just dodge this one to hit here. That's maybe the easiest version because you've got block on it. Got dodge for the dodge. Yeah. No power. So I was trying to do that last turn because Jimmy hasn't got tackle. I was trying to put the less attractive blitz targets on the outside, which is a bit uncomfortable, right? Because if he just goes for it and rolls a power on a war dancer, that can be disastrous. But hitting blodge doesn't feel so good with what Jimmy has right now. And Jimmy certainly will be thinking, what else? Would be really nice just to chip anything early on in the drive. So I was trying to leave the harder to knock down targets on the outside from that turn.
You've got so many twerps coming through on twerp.
But Jimmy has got into a pretty solid position here now. Got this one on this side as well to think about. Probably that's what it's going to do. Could come all the way around to push onto the tree, but it's not looking particularly likely, so I think we do just go with this. Good. Could blitz here to free this up, but probably not worth it. I don't want to give them like easy cut back here to the middle, so we're just going to shore that up a little bit. Jimmy's doing the same thing here, right? Like I haven't got tackle, so this is sat here going, okay, blitz this if you want to free this up, but it's a really unsatisfying blitz unless I roll a pow, which I would love to guarantee, but I can't.
You've got so many twerps coming through on twerp.
So there's a clear way forward for Jimmy here if he wants it. Like, just come down towards the end zone. I don't think he'll want to go this early, but maybe he will. Maybe he'll just be wanting to get away from the tree and take the space. This looks like the blitz now, right? Like he'd probably go for it with his frenzy double hit.
Close and personal, Bob.
Need to be close. Smell your breath and see the dead insects in your teeth.
I like this logo. I should have used this logo more. The tree grin. I think the only thing that can be guaranteed is a double skull. That's what happens when everyone says with any rolls as long as it's not double skulls. Yeah. Facts.
Do you think there's going to be any...
This is an interesting game state because we have let Jimmy get a long way forward very quickly, and maybe we will be punished for that. That might turn out to be a big mistake. The hope as Wood Elves here has got to be like, okay, well, we can force them in. But it's not like that's necessarily easy to do.
It's such easy. This by myself. It's
Hey, Babona. Made all their dodges. Is this a dicing? Bring that in there. Those both being those ones a little bit more awkward. I think maybe we're going to go for the frenzy hit on the Witcher here. Because we do want to not give them this corner for free. Tree's not going to be blitzing, so might as well just move. It's doing a good job of doing. Love to see a pow.
come on, guys. Together.
Love to see a pow. Not see a pow. Thought of a team name for this. I think it thinks better. A reptile dysfunction. I think I've seen that before somewhere. Yeah, that was a risk we took putting you there. Okay, didn't die. We needed that for the 4 dice and the Witch Elf, which didn't reward us the 4 dice and the Witch Elf, but I think if we were going for the Witch Elf, it was definitely better to take the 4 dice than the 2. Okay, so blitzing here. No knockdown. Is that... Oh, an extra hit. Are we going to punch up here, or are we going to just try and dodge these out of here? Because now you're committing more players here. I think the punch out is harder, but not necessarily impossible. Okay, what elf armor holding so far is relief. Like you can 1 dice the guard here. And still get hit back, but it might be worth it because your piece is less valuable than mine. The Witch, though, is... I'm not seeing what the Witch does. Maybe the Witch does a 4+ dodge and then you get 2 dice here? The tree's been very good at being active and following, but hasn't actually caused anyone to trip up yet. Which is sad. It's always been there, making Jim do the dodges, but haven't managed to get that one out yet. Goes the 1 dice on the catcher, doesn't get it. It's a 6+, right? Like to get the power. And we do trip up the Witch Elf. Sadly, don't break its armor, but... think this feels like it's got to be a pressure turn because it's coming up on... Well, this is my turn 4. The problem is just we're both playing cat and mouse with these frenzy pieces, right? Like, too much pressure in the wrong place and you get your players served. Tree still moving. Don't hate it. Again, same conversation I've been having all game, right? Like, there's so much blodge here, and neither of us have tackle, and so Jim has put all of his blodge in front. So, like, where's my nice blitz? There isn't one. It's all on blodge.
Count those teeth, Jim. I'll have to pick up both of them off the ground in a few seconds' time.
He seems a bit stunned, doesn't he?
Right next to a team.
This for sure can get served, but is that still a good square just for making you come backwards, or is it just not? I'm not sure. I'm gonna find out. We had to put pressure on, right? Because otherwise he's just going to sit there until turn 8, so... Have to lean in a bit, take some risks. Hey Maya, don't listen to Blood Nut. I took Wood Elves and I'm now practicing them against Jimmy. I've got my first game tonight. Get your life together, it's pretty good. With the teammates. Comes after the guard, gets the knockdown. I'm not surprised that was a target. Very glad it did not cause damage. Because now we've got a couple of blitzers already who are going to be based. So where's the ball heading? Like, there was always going to be hits. This surf is just there if he wants it. Yep. Maybe I should have gone one square further back. Made it a little bit more weird. But where's the ball going? That's what I'm interested in. Bit of a dilemma here about whether you even dodge this one, right? Because if you dodge this one, then the tree can get right into the cage, whereas... Ooh, hello. Snakes. Snakes. So we have a strip ball hit on the ball. That was what we were trying for. How do we approach it? The scatter directions are not amazing at the moment. I wonder if we take this hit first, because then we can push into that with it. I think we do. Fine. Obviously we do not want to rush because of the snow. An extra wood elf in here just to really reduce the scatter against us risk. That is the one thing that does not work with strip ball. However, a full pout definitely does work. Well, they have got the catch. However, we will get this player still free to hit. Does reduce our recovery options. Oh, this is almost worth a reroll. I wouldn't normally reroll scatter catch, but this is well, we could always hand it off to you now. We don't want to do that. We could always hand it off to you, couldn't we? I was thinking this is maybe genuinely the best player to have it on, but we could just try it with pick it up on you and hand it. It's not worth the reroll. It's trading a 3 for a 2/2. So let's try that.
Well done.
Do not stand next to that because it says jump up. Okay, that's gone pretty well.
Smells weakness.
Possible we could be losing our strip ball answer here if they go for the surf, but we have their ball, which is pretty good. Yeah, so the build you're looking at, Maya, is the build that I have for the tournament. I'm not certain if I think it was the right build. Part of me definitely thinks that just going more dodge like Kfo did might have been the way, but the card's pretty nice, so it wouldn't have been the first elf coach to win a tournament with orcs. Yeah, not firing shots at me. I was going to say I've never won anything, so I couldn't have done it with orcs or anyone else. Krakatoa Kid, thank you so much for the sub. 16 months with the weirdos. They're trying to surf this, so we are going to not use dodge. I think Jim's been pretty unlucky on the armor roll so far. So, got the ball, that's good. We're a very long way from running off and scoring with it right now, right? Like, this is still, like, if this was your offense and on turn 6 you were here, you'd be going, oh. So, like, obviously 0-0 would be great, but 1-0 would be incredible, and we are a long way from that. Probably we need to try and use the tree to our advantage here.
There's only one word to say.
Not words. A sound.
Everything's a scary dodge, isn't it? Like, the safer way is just to come this way. I just don't think that gets us to their end zone. One, two, three, four. Maybe we should take the safe way, because if we turn it over here unnecessarily, we're gonna be mad at ourselves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Who is next? Could try to blitz to get you through there. A tiny bit tempted by the rowdy tree blitz here. This is swinging for the high numbers, but the upside is amazing. If we're doing that, we should dodge this first. No, have to keep it. Took the wrestle, so not a turnover. I think now it's kind of tricky with you. Like if we get you up and leave you here, they might foul you. But if they're fouling that, they're not pursuing, which I'm kind of okay with. If I stand it up, it's getting served. So the snow, we're probably better off to cut the corner. Do we dodge this at all, or do we leave it? If we make it, it's amazing. If we don't make it, we freed this player up, and we didn't need to. Regrets. After this, can you do a replay analysis of my turn 7 off game last night? Is this a play you actually want an analysis on, or is this just something funny? Because, I mean, either's fine, but I want to know what I'm looking at. I thought my listen man build for Run Bad and a Kind Says event using the World Cup rules was great. 3 block with 3 more block. I'm amazed at your genius, okay. I'm now regretting not being more aggressive, right? Like there was a play to roll some 2+ and go through this gap. And I didn't go for it. Maybe I should have done. Because I think us scoring is close to being off the table here. And 1-0 up would have been huge in the matchup. Yep, Jimmy's going for the guard. Gets it on the second go. Just a stun, but...
They are down and surrounded by the opposing team. This isn't
Yeah, I think I should have been braver. I don't know, it's just so hard though, right? Like if you turn 0-0 into 0-1, then it's terrible. But if you make the dice and turn it into 1-0, it's amazing. I mean, we could still get 0-1 from here, right? So... No, I feel like I'm going to end up being even more cautious. Where are they most likely going to make this dive from? Where's their wrestle? Up here. So the wrestle's quite far back, so it's going to be looking for a straight 6 on the blitz anyway if they go for the ball. Can't get that into scoring range, so it's not relevant. Might as well. Oh, might as well not. Well done. Well done, Tree. Good re-roll. Yes, I've got nothing else for it, so... Maybe I should just re-roll the second one as well.
Any action this player makes risks a turnover. Surrounded by adversaries like that, he knows what he's doing.
Like, Jimmy's looking for a 6 here, right? I don't see another way of doing it. Like a 4 plus in and then a 6. A 5 plus in and a 6, sorry. I'm sad I didn't manage to get a scoring threat. But, let's take our hits and see if we can do anything with it.
This player likes to be
Well,
whisked.
Some action.
oh my god, that's a 1 dice. I can count. Professional streamer.
Got any strategy for the coach here, Rob?
Hit stuff.
I should probably say something meaningful to all our Cabal Vision viewers.
Hey, got there on the last one. Didn't do anything. Totally worth it. Well, if you'd offered me 0-0 after Jim's drive, I suppose I would have been happy. Obviously, like, in the context, I do kind of wish I'd made the moves to try to get 1-0 because it could have happened, but yeah, between the two, 0-0 or 0-1, you're pretty happy with 0-0, aren't you? So, well, KO just out. I almost appoed this just because it was nearly half time. We hadn't used it yet, but I was like, it is a lineman. What if Jim just like dives the cage and kills the war dancer next block? So. Again, I did think about it, Jukes. I probably would have done it if this hadn't just gone off. Which is funny, because the only reason this went off is because I used a bad reroll on it. So it's all my own fault, just to be clear. Entirely my fault. Yeah, I probably would have done a foul there if I'd had all 11 still. With 10, felt a bit more risky. Like, do I really want to go down to 9 for a stun? I'm going to take a page out of Serafina's book. I normally carry on catches, but actually, against a team that can dive the cage really well, probably makes more sense to carry on someone with blodge. So let's give that a try. See how it feels. Favourite recent matchup, find them hard to play against the Delves. It's an interesting one, Jock, because neither of us have tackle, which has definitely made it a bit different. But also, hey, Jock, how are you?
Not told a player move without risk.
Okay. Let's Jimmy played Delves for the World Cup. Thought he played dwarves. No, there's almost no dwarves. Maybe there's no dwarves at all in the World Championships. There's definitely not many. Get the ball next.
The team have possession.
Good. Even with elves, those ball pickups can make you feel afraid sometimes.
That player can move
I was
over
originally
as
thinking
fast
to
as
take
he
this
can
block, but I actually think I
blast
won't. I think I'm just going to take this bit. And
Now it's fighting the good side. They've smacked
love it when the tree does a removal for us.
well done.
Just shore up this position a bit more. Bring our friendly guard catcher back out of there as well. Okay, it's a little bit more compact than I probably should have been. Now I look at it at the end of the turn. Sometimes I finish a turn and think unintended consequences. I'm a bit more squeezed in than I perhaps needed to be, but no dwarfs at all mistiered. I understand Jimmy's point on the mistiering, right? Like I don't think they are necessarily in the right tier. I'm just not sure that bringing them down a tier would make any difference. I think it's more like just aren't dwarfs just not that good for NAF? Like they're annoying to play against, but are they actually like? Because I think if you put them down a tier and gave them 10k more and one more skill, I don't think they'd suddenly be that popular. The problem is just like the dwarfs have is that lizards and orcs exist. Which is the problem we all have, frankly.
Very nice move.
Yeah, this is why I think letting myself get as narrow as this wasn't very smart. I think I've squeezed myself in here, which I think is something I do semi-often when I'm playing good opponents. I like over worry and create extra problems for myself by doing things like this. So a lesson that I could do with learning, but I've shown no sign of learning yet. Could place 3 players with the tree here. We could hit something with the tree, push onto the tree. But these all have blodge. I feel like there's probably a world where if you're clever about it, you could actually like make this real like pain for these with the guard and the tree. Am I clever enough for that? Because my instinct is just to come over to the space over here. Maybe that's still right though. Still 3 rolls they have to make.
The attacker has an assist. That helped the player move without risk.
God, it's that much on me. That makes more sense.
Is the assist going to be enough to come out
Nice.
on top?
Definitely too far back. Definitely do not want to be this far back. I really want to buy a Liz team, but there's no chance of me getting the time for them again anytime soon. Surely, Dukes, for how much you hang out on the stream, you've learned the game loads. For sure. Watching this stream has taught you Blood Bowl inside and out. Lionhouse, thank you so much for the resub. 9 months as one of the weirdos. A full Twitch baby. Hey, Quincy. I'm going to win a tournament with dwarfs. Are they next on the painting list, Dimmy? Because surely this is criteria number 1 for who you're going to win a tournament with. Whoever Dimmy brings. Dimmy's finished like second in every tournament recently. Dimmy had a second place in one tournament, second place again this weekend, second place in Math Cup. He's about to win one. It's coming. Dwarfs with Griff, though, that's just cheating. Dimmy, if you win with Dwarfs with Griff or Cindy, I'm not going to count it. I didn't think Dimmy would. Yeah, Dimmy hates stars. Dimmy might hate stars even more than I dislike stars. Yeah, I do not like our strategy here. We've gone too far backwards. We have not. Too backwards and too narrow, this offense. Jim's making this very difficult. I feel like this ends with a horrible snake very soon. But I deserve it. This offense hasn't been good enough, for sure. Like, genuinely, like, I think this offense has not been good enough. I think I've been too cautious this whole game. I was too cautious when I turned the ball over and could have gone for a score, and I've been too cautious on this offense. Problem is that when you stop being cautious and roll a snake, then you beat yourself up for it. Too hard to go through there, which means we've probably got to come through this way. Is it gone yet? No. So in theory, if we could block that, feels like it's probably the right way to try. Oh dear. Okay. Not the disaster yet. Disaster may yet be coming, but it's not here yet. No, knocked down, sadly. Fairly sure I've set up a serve for Jim here. Fairly sure I've stuffed this up and given Jim a serve. We'll find out.
Morgan Thorne.
Contractually, I'm not allowed to say, Joe. Suffice to say that.
We've obviously just left the ball carrier base as well, which is always an interesting choice. I do feel that, Dimmy. It's one of the things that I've got a little bit frustrated with in the Southeast series, is that the Southeast series, the rule sets are not so much my favourite rule sets. If I take Sand to backbreak, I could hit 15 race play this line in my league, not for rush, yeah. I was responding to the Megastars
Did you
comment there.
bathroom facilities have only been built in modern stadia since the last decade? Before that, the waste was, well, actually, no one knows when it went.
Tree has been unbelievably cooperative in this game. Trees are never as cooperative as this, so... Well, I suppose it did do a 1 in 9 in the first half, but... Yeah, don't think we rooted in 12 turns. I know, it's why I was so bummed out at Battle Bowl when I just immediately rolled the worst. Rolled myself into a... Well, it wasn't just I rolled. Chicken rolled incredible dice. I rolled horrendous dice and I just lost immediately. I was sad because I wanted to do well at Battle Bowl because I like the rules. Shepard, have you not worked out the reason yet? I can tell you what the reason is I'm not coming now. The reason I can't come to the Reapers is because I'm doing commentary for the NAF World Champs. I'm doing it with Andy and Jimmy. We're going to be in a studio together for Cyanide. Or Nacon even. I am sad to miss it though. Yeah, it's a pretty good reason to miss it, unfortunately. Oh my god! Jim, what is this? What was that? Casual. 5 plus 4 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus... What the heck? 5 4 4 3 2. Tree getting back up is nice. I am really running out of time here. We need to start trying to score, which I am not very close to doing at the moment. And the snow does not help. The snow does not help. Let's spread out. It's time we have to spread out. We need to get players moving wider to give ourselves some chance. This has to be the let's. Good, thank goodness. That just goes as far as it can because that is a scoring threat. Didn't mind the 3 plus blitz to hit the witch shape in the diagonal. Let's go through that one. I could see that. I could see that for sure. Speaking of being more aggressive, maybe that was a better line. I do feel like I've opened myself up something here though now, right? Like now this is actually kind of an annoying piece for Jim because of the blizzard. Like this piece is not so easy for Dark Elves to catch up to. And the tree is doing incredible work.
That's a good choice for a display.
Taking up 3 players, we're very happy with. This is frenzy, so I think I do not actually stand firm and make the witch move further away from the side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dark elves left to move. I think the tree's done some genuinely really good work for us there. Obviously, everyone who is going to the Reapers needs to have their phones on, watching the live coverage
This is a big game, Bob.
of the World Champs. Or, you know, just leave your computers on at home. Tuned in, that's fine too. Goes for the frenzy piece. When is it? It's the first weekend of December.
That player should punch the other enemy players quickly before trying anything.
Tree getting up again. What a champ. Dr. Hellboy with a party of 11. How are you, Dr. Hellboy? Was enjoying watching you on Fumble earlier?
Oh dear.
Good.
I hope that player has a written will.
Very good.
Ah, we caught that. Knuckles kiss.
Ball's going to need to go here. We're going to want to hit that and get a second player forward, aren't we? Where are you going? Maybe just here in case this fails. Uses one extra bit of screen here. Other option is to go forward and be another scoring throw. Could stand here and then that makes that dodge slightly more annoying. We're going to have to do the block the splits because I don't want to bring that back. So, block the splits it is. Good. Very good. Huge arm break. Definitely improves my options here. Gotta remember those sneaky jump over plays, don't we? He just stays where it is, I think. Miss spin, not enough time for more. No! Hope it was a fun stream though. You seemed like you were having a good time when I was watching.
Do you miss the old days playing in the NAF, Bob?
What more rules?
Round for catcher. 3 dice on the catcher. Doesn't get it. Does not reroll. does put the reroll in there, so we are down to 1 reroll on the Dark Elves. I think you probably needed to there, didn't you? Turn 15. Scoring threat. Let's do that right away. We are going to get squeezed in here. I don't think we've really got a way to avoid it. How high can you get there? This is going to get tight. This is going to get tight. So you're going to want to finish the 10 there. Take that block, we might block our own path. Where can you get to? Can get to there with a couple of dodges. Really don't want to be here because of the frenzy risk, but maybe it just is better. Here is okay as long as we move this. That's what that comes down to. We just have to make sure that moves. Which, at least in theory, is possible. We're going to have to roll dice. Jim's definitely made this some awkward dice for us. Because Jim's pretty good. This has to take that square. This is going to have to dodge here and hit there. So we're okay with you there, I think. Bad. Good enough. These are scary dodges. Oh, there it is. We were due a snake, and there it is. So there is now a clear path around the top on this. We haven't used our Rappo, so we might as well. Although we're never going to see that player again because it's 10:15. It's sand anyway. Well, good news. 1, 2, 3, 4 all in scoring range. Bad news. And it's just a 2+ to hit the ball. Boo. I have no complaints. I think I was definitely due. Like Jim rolled his snake in the first half on rolling fewer dice, and I think I've rolled this half. This is still a little interesting with the snow, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I thought that might be the hitting piece, to be honest with you, so I'm slightly surprised that's just come round, but I guess maybe we're going to go in this way instead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or you could just cut the corners with this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe it's that. That way it's just 3s until the 4 at the end. No, coming around this way. Gets in there, gets the 2 dice, gets the full power. Gets the good scatter. It's looking good for Jim. No rerolls used on any of that. What was that on the dodges? That was a 3. Yeah, okay, GG. GG for Jim. Good thing it's just a practice game.
Very nice new elves.
I think I know what I did wrong on this drive. Like the first turn, as I said, I let myself get punched in too far, and then like after that, I was having to roll a lot of dice right away. Like I said it even at the time. Like I let myself get in there, and yeah, like the snake always feels bad when it happens. But I had rolled a lot of dice, so I was due that snake. And equally, like when I turned over Jimmy, I was not brave enough. I should have gone for the 1-0, not the 0-0. So I think all of it is good practice. I think my mistakes are what's cost me here. We'll go for this on a 1 dice. That's all we've got. What's the best way to do this? 3-4 for the 1. Well, it's 1 whichever way we go. Just trying to work out what's best in terms of... Probably it's best to go for hitting that way, because if we were to get the pow on the second hit and it goes out of bounds, it's like the one way we could still win. So I think we go for the leap and we put the reroll into it. This is a 3+ leap instead of a 4+ going that way.
Dance, jump. Is there anything they can
Both of the rolling snake side. Yeah, but you made me roll more dice than I think I made you roll. I don't know, like I think both of us did a better job on defense than we did on offense, if I'm being honest. Like I felt like I obviously got lucky when you snaked on offense, but I didn't feel like you were in a great spot even if you were making those dodges. I had a lot of pressure on your cage.
magic sponge?
But then my offense, I was under pressure basically all 8 turns, and so not a big surprise that I rolled a snake at some point, and it came to cost me. Like I rolled a lot of critical 2+, and if you roll a lot of critical 2+, then at some point one of them's going to go wrong. Have a look at the start of that half. Yeah, the tree was very cooperative. The tree was doing some great work. Let's go back and look at a few things. So this is where the snake is coming. You were very unlucky not to remove more things as well. You definitely didn't remove anything basically the whole game, except for this, which then came back. That was silly. I think I should have put that 1 square further back. Giving you the free stuff was silly. Although, again, it's all a bit of a weird calculation, because obviously you're going for these hits here and you end up rolling this snake. But even if you don't roll this snake, I just don't feel like you're getting to turn 8 here. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's obviously my first thought. It doesn't feel like you're getting to turn 8. I guess if you don't roll the snake, you can stand that up, you can take that block. But we're getting hits back here, and then I could even, I could go for the ball next turn on a 4+, or I'm just swamping it again. I don't know, it's kind of hard to see how that plays out because it's all going to depend on everything, including how the hits go. What I'm more interested in is my choices after I get this ball down. Obviously, my hope here when I get this sack is that I'm not going to have to hit a second player. the scatter catch here stopped me from getting him away. Like if I'd got if this doesn't catch this, then I'm planning to get the ball and be out of range immediately. But because it catches this, I have to use an extra player here and take this hit. What I'm more interested in is my choices on this next turn. No, I think it's totally fair to say about the removals. Removals were like non-existent for the Dark Elves for a lot of this game. With no Mighty Blow, it's not... People sometimes overestimate how likely armor 8 is to break as well, right? Like people can imagine in their head that every armor 8 hit should be a removal, but Jim really had like none for a long time, so pretty unlikely. This is the time I'm interested in. And I said it at the time, right? Like I said to myself at the time, about there being like a better way to score and a better way to keep the ball safe. And in my mind, the better way to avoid giving the ball back was going here, which is what I did. But the better way to score was to use the tree, who, as we said, has been incredible and has been like useful all game. And I think, let's just look at it. So what would I have done if I wanted to hit this? Probably you come into here even. And then we have to dodge this, so it's already like a one snake possibility, because we're going to want to hit this with the wrestle. Hoping for at least a push, but at least if you wrestle it, it's not a disaster. But hoping for a push, then the wrestle could follow through and come here. And then the ball has free movement through at that point, the catcher. I think I should have gone for this. I was scared to do it because I just felt like if I snake this right away and give you the ball back, I'm going to be kicking myself. But I think it was probably the better play. Because at that point, you really have to think about, like, are the Wood Elves going to score here rather than just, can I get the ball back and still score on my drive? So I think I needed to be brave this turn. I think I had to roll that 2+. Which is a thing that's like... Yeah, I think it's like a recurring theme for me against good coaches. Like when I get into positions that, when I'm playing good coaches and I get into positions that are quite strong, I start talking myself out of the brave plays that got me in strong positions to begin with. Like I start talking myself into like the, oh, you don't want to stuff up against good player mindset rather than the stay on the attack. Like I definitely do that more in games against good players. Like I get over cautious, not wanting to like look like an idiot and do something stupid. But I think that's just the better play. There's like some risk associated with it, like obviously we're getting tight to the sideline, things can get surfed, but for scoring it's the way to go. So yeah, I think that's the big mistake on defense. Like once you get the turnover, I think go for it. The offense. I think I just really hate my first turn on this offense. And I think I often hate my first turns on offense. Like, that's fine. Maybe should have already moved something to screen the ball before doing that. Definitely should have already moved something to screen the ball before taking that. But I'm so far back here, I don't need a double screen. Why am I giving up this space here? Like, I don't need to give this space up here. You're not fast enough to come and get this ball. Like, there's no reason to give up this space here. And it just means that I spend the whole drive, like, here instead of here. So yeah, that's bad. This didn't need to come back at all. And then I just reinforce it even more, like, yeah, like, and like, could have had someone here, could have had these players up here have come back to here. Like, I've just done a lot of unnecessary stuff here. Like, with wood elves, width is good. Like, more width, more speed, even more so in the snow where it's hard for Jim to catch up if I do get like some movement advantage somewhere. So I think this is what puts me in a bad spot for the whole drive. I think like you start the drive on the wrong foot. And I'm sure there's like more. I'm sure there's more I do wrong later, but I think this was just like a bad place to start the drive. Because the next few turns were honestly horrible. Like every single turn I was rolling dice that were not comfortable. And so like, yeah, like that's why I'm saying like, sure, it's unlucky that I rolled a snake up here, but I could have rolled a snake pretty much on any of the last, like, any of the next like 6 turns. I could have rolled a snake that would have been brutal. So you can't feel too bad about it when that's the case. Okay. Good practice. Good learning. Thank you for the game, Jim. Sorry, I don't know if I said that before. I was too busy talking about all the things I did wrong. Yeah, thanks for the game. And do not quit the game. If we get that onto YouTube and you enjoy watching that sort of stuff, hit that like and subscribe.